Baron de Ropp. Hello.
Whoa! Hi, how are
How
you?
you doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm breathing and still alive.
Excellent. I mean, that's the most important thing, isn't it? Is,
I suppose it
breathing
is.
and being alive.
I mean, if it were the alternative, I wouldn't know any better.
This is true. This is true.
Delightfully
thank
morbid,
you.
I guess. Yeah.
Delightfully morbid. There seems to be a running thing. There's at least one morbid thing that happens in the interview or is said in the interview. So there we go. We're off to a good start.
Good. I'm glad we just cleared it right out of the way.
Out the way. Out the way. So thank you for joining me this evening, British time, and this afternoon, your time.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
So welcome to your Dicey discussion. As you're probably aware, the format of the interview is 100 questions. You'll roll a D100. There'll be 50. Oh, he's gotten ready. I love it. There'll be 50 D&D, TTRPG, hobby-related questions and 50 random questions. So you could roll for the whole interview and not get a single hobby-related question. I hope you're okay with that.
That's totally fine.
So we like to do things quick on the channel, as you've probably seen. So we are going to start a timer. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Fantastic. Okay, the time starts now.
So I guess I need a roll now, right?
You need to roll. Give me a roll.
All right. 44.
44. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh,
What narks you?
biggest
What ticks
pet
you off?
peeve. People who apologize for absolutely nonsensical botherings. Like,
Okay.
somebody asking you a question because they need help and they apologize. No, that's not something to apologize for. People who
Okay.
apologize, you know what I mean? Like, just say thank you. Be appreciative that I'm here to help you. Don't, you're not a bother, you know?
Have you been to Britain? That happens a lot here.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
how. That is. Yeah. That's literally how we live our lives. Yeah. I get it though, and I think we feel the same way over here, and we apologise for it. So.
Well, please abstain for the next 30 minutes.
Sorry, I'll try. No.
Oh, great.
Excellent. Okay, let's get another roll in. Let's do it.
All right. That brings us to 97.
97. Oh, nice and high like that. What question would you most like to be asked in an interview about D&D or the hobby TTRPGs? So this was asked before.
Yeah, I believe I have seen this question asked before. I think what's really interesting is that when discussing historical war games specifically, many people are very quick to tell you what the war game is about. They're very quick to tell, like, feature, I want to model or have the players experience this particular aspect of historical warfare. And that's something that is almost completely obfuscated in the RPG hobby. Like, people will come up with a homebrew dice mechanic just because it's air quote cool, but they
Yeah.
don't really have a backing thesis statement as to why they want to make that rule change and like what kind of narrative they're trying to impede or to foster. And that's something that I mean, maybe I just have been lurking in the wrong corners of the internet, but I just do not see that
No.
at near the same level of clarity that I see it in historical wargaming, which is funny enough, that's where the RPG industry originated from.
Yeah, that's where it was birthed from, wasn't it? That's the whole thing. Right, let's get another roll in then.
79, the other digits reversed.
79. Oh, love that. Familiar with bingo, Baron?
I am.
You are.
I mean, I know that it's a game and it exists, and I've played it in elementary school, and that's about it.
And that was it. That's as far as it's gone. So, not familiar with the bingo calls. So, 79, one more time is the bingo call. Most of these are just rhymes. I'm going to be honest with you. So, when did you first play D&D or a TTRPG, and how did it go?
So my first tabletop role-playing game, oddly enough, was the Sailor Moon RPG, and I can give you the full story if you want.
Absolutely, yeah.
So my very first day of middle school, 6th grade, I walked into my homeroom and saw kids sitting on the floor with a bunch of magic cards, and I'd never seen any cards like this before, and they whipped out enough commons and a few basic lands for me to have a 40 card black red deck or whatever, and immediately got hooked into the game, learned how to play, and then started getting my mom to take me to the game store so that I could buy booster packs. And hilariously, my mom thought that Magic the Gathering was Dungeons and Dragons and therefore was of the devil. So,
Okay.
in a very weird roundabout way, my mom was helping me participate in Satan worship. But after about the fourth or fifth time, my mom took me to the game store. I saw on the shelf next to the Magic cards a stand of books selling RPGs. One of them was a Sailor Moon RPG, and I was like, "Mom, that's an RPG, or that's a game." I didn't know what it was. That's a game based on this cartoon I've been watching. And she was like, immediately glommed onto it. Oh my gosh, I have to get you this game so that I can get you off of the Satan worship. So she I took that to school, and we played for a little while until a new kid came to class and gave me he basically we played the Sailor Moon RPG for 6 weeks or something like that until finally a new kid came in and said, "Hold on, if you want to know what a good game is, let me show you this." And he pulled out the core rulebooks for second edition AD&D and let me borrow them over the weekend. I took them home, and to my mother's horror, there I was doing the actual Satan worship that she had tried to get me off of. And after that weekend, after drawing maps and doodling, rolling up random treasures and whatever, took the books back to this kid on Monday, who then the next day turned around and said, "Hey, so do you want those books? Because my dad got them for me to make my mom mad because he knew that my mom would think that they're of the devil. So I didn't want to throw them away. So if you want them, they're yours." And that's how I ended up with both my first RPG and with Dungeons and Dragons.
Amazing. How did your mum feel about you keeping them?
Yeah, I think she realized that it was a creative outlet and not actual Satan worship by the time I was getting into it. So she was like, there's no sacrificed bunny rabbits, and there's no candles or votives burning on my bedroom floor. It's just me doodling dungeon maps. So I think she finally figured it out, but
cottoned on. It was fun.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, let's get another roll.
24.
2 dozen.
That's it. Okay.
2 dozen. That's it.
That one's sad.
Yeah, that's not great, is it? If you knew you could get away with a crime, what would it be, and how would you do it?
If I could get away with a crime?
Yeah, any crime.
What would it be? Any crime?
Anything.
Ooh, man. Wow.
Rendered him speechless. Unless you're going through all the heist movies
with
in your
a
head.
crime. What would I do? I would probably get away with cybercrime.
Okay.
And I would completely destroy all backups related to the mortgage industry altogether. I would completely eradicate, and probably anything that had financial banking that led back to like BlackRock and Vanguard and any of those. I would completely eradicate all documentation showing that people, not that they had to quit paying, but any documentation that gave those organizations the legal grounds to take their homes away from them. That would probably be the thing that I would completely democratize all real estate and possibly all vehicles. That would be the thing I would do.
That's a great answer, Baron.
I don't know.
I wish I had something funny to say to that. I don't. I disagree.
Think about that, because I mean that's my initial gut one.
Yeah.
There would be a lot of negative knock-on effects that would wreck a lot of economies if I did.
I mean, look, we don't need to think about the consequences of our actions if we're committing that sort of crime. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just go with it. We'll go with it. Right. So let's get another roll. Let's do it.
All right. 60. Oh, I'm sorry.
60.
6.
6. Okay, 6. Care to guess the bingo call?
No, I'm not gonna guess. What is it?
Half dozen.
Oh my god.
What's the most relieving thing in the world?
Relieving thing in the
Yep.
world.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna sound really weird. It's when my wife tells me that I'm almost good enough.
That you're almost good enough.
Almost like when she tells me that I'm not quite like she used to joke when we first started dating that I have air quotes so much potential. And she thought that like after she sat and thought about it for a minute, she was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, I'm such a bitch." Like that's such a terrible thing to say to somebody you're dating. But it was true. Like there was something truly motivating about it that got me to like put a lot of BS that I had in my life aside and think really clearly about like what exactly could I be doing, and like I'm wasting so much time with my life. So she was that kind of helpful antagonism is
Yeah.
really clear. It clears my mind and
Yeah.
helps keep me motivated in
Helps you
a very
focus. So,
serene way. Yeah,
yeah.
it just eliminates all the clutter out of my life
Yeah.
when I hear that external pressure.
If only I listened to my wife, then I'd be ruling the world. That's, you know. That's lovely. That is lovely, though. Okay,
Okay,
let's go. 18 minutes 45.
18 minutes 45. The next number is 2.
Two. Oh, I should have stayed on that page.
So
One
what is this,
little.
a sixth dozen?
It's one little duck.
One little duck.
It's
Okay.
two, you know.
Yeah.
Good duck. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. If you woke up and your mind was inside the body of a cow, what would you do?
Oh gosh. Immediately. Oh no, there aren't any non-domesticated cows. I'd look underneath myself.
Okay.
Am I a dairy cow or am I a meat cow?
You've got udders.
I've got udders.
Yeah.
I would be content with my life then.
Okay. You'd be, but not if. Okay. We're gonna go with the other answer. You haven't got
Okay.
udders.
If I haven't got udders,
No.
I guess I would know that my death would be very quick, and I would have a deep appreciation for the mundane things around me.
There you go. Look for the little things in life and take
Yeah.
appreciation. Yep.
No.
Okay. Okay. Let's get another roll in.
90, no, 29. 29.
29.
I promise I can read D100s.
It's fine. Rise and Shine, 29. If you have to pick, do you prefer combat or story-based sessions? If you had to pick.
I'm going to go with story-based sessions, even though I do love a deep, like, intricate combat encounter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the systems that do combat encounters best, honestly, 5e, if you're not playing with people who don't thoroughly know the rules, they're just an absolute bear to play through. How often do we hear the meme of the wizard takes 15 minutes while the rest of the table has done it in 5?
Yep.
So
It's
but
not the first
if
time it's been mentioned in this
right,
interview.
but if the player who's playing as the wizard has properly done their homework,
Yeah.
Combat encounters like that in 5th edition are an absolute blast. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a conditional answer.
So okay. But story then.
Right,
Because,
right.
Yeah, you've got to know people who know how 5e combat works.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. I tend to agree with that. Cool. Let's do another roll.
Okay, so what happens if I roll the same one again? Do I re-roll?
Yes, we will re-roll.
All right.
Or you could give a different answer.
Nah, I'll just re-roll. That's not as fun. Okay, 15.
15. 15. Young and keen. Definitely doesn't apply to me. What character have you always wanted to play, but never been able to?
I don't know. That's a weird question because, like,
It is.
as a dungeon master, I can play whatever character I want. Like a lot of people think that, but you just have a recurring NPC that shows up and f's around and finds out.
True.
So I don't have an answer for that.
No. Ever as a player?
No.
No.
Being a player doesn't always interest me a whole lot. And when I play as a player, it's usually I'm either a, complete cocksure gnome illusionist or some sort of illusionist, just because usually I'm a troll and I
Yeah,
like breaking the dungeon master's brain. And I'm usually like, yeah, okay, I'm going to show you how illusion magic is actually good because people don't understand how to make it work.
yeah.
And it's either that or I'm just playing a human fighter. So
Fair, fair. Right, let's get another roll in.
52.
52. Danny LaRue. Danny LaRue's back. It's the second time we've had him in a dicey discussion. How generous of a gift giver are you?
I would say extremely generous. It's kind of a thing. Okay, so I come to it with the philosophy of selfish altruism. I know that sounds totally oxymoronic, and that's the whole point. It's one of those things like I'm constantly thinking, like, if I'm doing a particular task, is there a way that I can make this task easily scale to also benefit another person? And I
Yeah,
just see that as kind of a community building aspect,
yeah,
you know. That's basically all it is.
yeah. That's really good. That's really.
I'll bake.
If only we could all be like that, eh?
I know, right?
God, wouldn't be where we are today. Cool. Let's get another roll.
All right. 38.
38. Christmas cake. Who would you like to play you in a movie? So in a movie, what actor would you get to play you?
What
In your
actor
biopic,
would I
yeah.
get to play me?
Yeah.
Probably Jim Carrey.
Is there any reason behind that?
Uh,
Are you, are
his
you
comedy was his comedy was a big influence on me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like his zany antics and ability to suddenly pivot to be extremely serious and have a lot of gravity, I think reflects my personality very well.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably go with Ross Kemp. Are you familiar with Ross Kemp?
Never heard of him.
No, he's a soap star over here. He's
Oh.
okay. Let's get another roll.
94.
94. What's the best way to dispose of a body?
Okay, so there's a highway between Nashville and Memphis, I-40, or excuse me. Yeah, it's I-40.
Sure.
And there's a stretch that has no exits, nothing on it whatsoever. And as long as you time it right, you can basically just go off into the median where there's, 40 feet of dense evergreen trees. You just dig a 6-foot hole and you stick a body in it and make sure you puncture your tire before you go out there. That way, if somebody shows up, hey, well, I had a flat tire.
Yeah. Can you help
But
me?
doing it in the middle of the night, I mean, you never have to worry about somebody coming along because it's in the median.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to build there. You don't have to worry about like, the state moving the road and digging down 6 feet to make the road happen. Like and there's very little risk of like flood or earthquake in the area, so it's not like the
So it's not going to
natural
reveal.
causes. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna
Yeah.
pull the body up naturally.
Yeah. Sure.
So, and it's like everybody's just gonna be driving by it. It's kind of like a hiding in plain sight sort of deal. So yeah,
Feels like you thought about this.
I have thought about that every single time I drive down that highway.
Noted.
Yep.
I won't annoy you. I'll make sure.
Well,
Cool.
I'm giving away my
You have.
spot now. I gotta find another one.
Damn. Do some more research. You'll be fine. Excellent. So we've got about 10 minutes left. Let's get another roll in.
Alrighty, we got 93. Did we already roll that number?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
So what's a D&D player cliche that's actually true?
I mean, is it cliche to say the murder hobo is really a thing?
I mean, yeah, but it is, isn't it?
Yeah, like
It is a thing.
I've got extremely intellectual players that I recently had to cancel the group after playing with them for like 4 or 5 years. I was just like, guys, I can't handle it anymore. Like
Really?
you don't. It was basically like one of my last text messages to the group was like, "You don't need me. Go play Hero Quest."
Yeah, off you go.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, murder hobo. I think that's, although, yes, possibly cliched, absolutely true. And
Yeah.
it's often what it descends into, isn't it? Until sometimes it can be pulled back, sometimes it can't.
Yeah.
Excellent.
For real.
Cool.
So 48.
48. 4 dozen. You're getting all
Of
the
course
dozens.
it is. All the dozens.
If you could turn invisible, what would you get up to? What would you do?
Explain the invisibility. Like, people just see through me, or does like energy warp around my body, or like how does it work?
I would say people can see through you.
People see through me.
Yeah.
So
they
I'm
can
like
still touch you.
perfectly translucent. I'm like
Perfectly
the Halo camouflage.
You're
Active.
Halo. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What would I get up to? I would probably catch a flight and make my way into North Korea and just hang out and listen to with like Google Translate in my ear and just listen to the crap that Kim Jong-un's sister gets into. Like that's what I would want to do. I would want to know what the heck is going on in her mind. I want to understand that deep state.
Yeah. You need to be around her
Yeah.
all the time.
It's my
To just
personal
get-
belief that she's actually the one calling the shots and that her brother is just, the front man.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
he's just a face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that wouldn't surprise me at all. We have 7 minutes, 35
7 minutes.
seconds. Yeah.
Let's do 13.
13. Lucky for some. 13. What would be the AC of a wedding cake?
The AC of a wedding cake?
Yeah.
Which edition?
We'll go 5th edition. We'll just go 5th edition. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be 10 in 5th edition.
Flat 10.
Just flat 10. Because
Yeah.
there's no, AC doesn't adjust with size like it did in 3rd edition.
No. Okay, so
In 3rd
Okay,
edition,
fair.
it would be tiny. So that means its AC would be 15, 16? I can't remember the math. It's been so long since I've looked at 3rd edition.
yeah, I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, one of those.
One of those. Okay, so flat 10.
I think it's 16 because it's increments of AC2 for every size category. So there you
Good
go.
answer. Love
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I mean, I'll let the guys in my session know because that was one of their questions that they came up with. So
All right.
cool. Let's have another roll.
Let's do 14.
14.
The next one.
The next one, yeah. Do you believe that a dead alien would have a ghost? I suppose that will depend
What?
if you believe in aliens. But
I
do you
mean,
believe?
do aliens exist? I mean, it's one of those like, well, yeah, obviously they have to somewhere, but do they have ghosts? I mean,
Would they have a ghost? Yeah. I think
I don't
it's
know.
quite-
I don't vibe with that depth of supernaturalism, so I'm gonna
Which
go
is-
with no.
which is fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Cool. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up on the internet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's gospel now. That's it. Cool. Let's get another roll.
84.
84. 7 dozen.
I was like, how many dozen is this?
I love that you've had all the dozens.
I know, right? We should
made
just
my
go through. I
evening.
think I've missed the 6 dozen and the 5 dozen. We should just.
You
do-
have, yeah.
Yeah.
But so 7 dozen. What's the worst animal to be eaten by? So if you
A
were
bear.
to be
100%
a
a bear.
bear?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah?
Because a bear has an extremely small mouth, but it's also very strong. So you
Yeah.
can't run away from it, and it literally rips you apart in order to kill you. So you're alive, screaming, slowly being disemboweled. Like
Yeah, that's
your only hope is that it causes you enough nerve damage that you die of shock.
yeah, and you could pass out and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Gives me
Like
Grizzly Man vibes.
Like
And-
a killer whale, you would suffocate because like if it didn't crush you by biting you, it would suffocate you. Like a shark's teeth are so large that the lacerations you would bleed out into the water and you'd be dead in minutes.
You'd be
Yeah,
done.
if you didn't
what-
drown.
What
You
about
know.
hippo?
Oh, a hippo would kill you almost immediately.
Just in one.
Yeah, it just one
Just
chomp and you'd be done.
Done.
Yeah.
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 That'd be it.
Yeah.
Got a lot of mileage out of that one we did, Baron. That was surprising.
Right? So the next question is 2 dozen. Have we done this one?
Is it really 2 dozen?
Yeah. Is it really?
Oh my god, that is brilliant. Have we done that one? Did we do this one? Oh, we did do that one. Oh,
Okay,
we did. Sorry.
Well,
yeah,
just
reroll,
because
reroll.
of that, let's do 3 dozen. What is that? 36?
36. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna assert the
it
fact.
is. Yeah, we'll go with the dozen. I love this. So, what's one question that you don't know the answer to, but you wish you knew the answer?
One question I wish I knew the answer to?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. One question I wish I knew the answer to. That's very strange.
It's another quite deep one, isn't it?
It really is. Like, I could get really profound with that one. I would guess I want to understand. It's not really a question. Just the thing I want to understand is the Epicurean poem, if that makes sense. Or Epicurean, what was the philosopher's name? One of those, if there is a god and he is he like clicks through all the like if he's not malevolent, then why is there pain? If he's not,
Yeah.
and it clicks through all those things. I would like not necessarily to understand if there is a god, because to me, honestly, that question isn't really interesting. That isn't really interesting.
No,
but I want to understand what was making him grapple with that question
why
so deeply. Like that to me is really fascinating. Like, why? What is it? Like there's something viscerally primal about his understanding of like the supernatural and our connection to it that he was so troubled by that a lot of philosophers poke around at the idea, but he really, really nailed the discussion in the most succinct way possible. So I think it'd be interesting to understand his thought process.
So, we've got 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, let's do 26.
26. Pick and mix. We had that in the last one. Little sweets in a bag over here in the UK. They're awful. Can't stand them. Will robots take over the world?
Yes. In fact, they already have.
They have?
Yeah. How have they not?
Depressing thought, but hey.
Yeah. If people can change an algorithm and completely warp mainstream society's opinions on various things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just a tool. Yeah, they're just a tool for people to do that. I don't know. Go read Noam Chomsky's what is it? Or listen to his lecture. What is it? Oh God, media control. That's a interesting lecture. And I'm not a leftist, but he's a good one to listen to.
He's a good one to listen to. He's all right with you. Well, that's it. That was the last question. Robots have taken over the world. Here we are.
Yep.
It was an absolute pleasure, Baron. It really was. Some deep answers there.
I'm glad to have given you deep answers.
Anything else you'd like to say before we bid farewell?
No, I think that's it. I just had a lot of fun.
Excellent.
Thanks for having me on.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for coming. Catch you later.
Bye.